It's Jeremy here at Metal Music Meltdown, back with another video. Whatever today, guys, this is the next installment of my metal CD collection. This is number 3. If you are new to the channel checking out this video, definitely check out my previous videos. And just to give you a heads up, my CDs aren't in really any kind of order, like alphabeticalized at this moment. I got them kind of stacked on the floor down here, waiting to buy some shelving. So some bands are grouped together by letter, because I tried to organize them at one point, but they're still kind of not all together, so just take that in mind. If you do enjoy the content, please join the channel and give the video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. And let's jump right in, guys, so the video's not too long. Grabbed another couple stacks of CDs here, probably about 20 or 30 in total. The first little stack here is 6 albums from the same band. It's probably my favorite folk metal band of all time. They're called Elevaty. I believe they're from Finland, if I'm not mistaken, but I can't remember offhand. First album we got here is called Helvetios. One of the more newer albums, 2012, kind of more recent. Good stuff. They're like a mix of like aggressive vocals, almost bordering on death metal, but then melodies of like folk music with traditional local instruments like hurdy-gurdies, violin, things like that. It's a really cool band. If you're not familiar with them, definitely check them out. Then we got Evocation 1, The Arcane Dominion. One of their older albums as well. Cool artwork on that one. And then we got Evocation number 2, Pantheon. One of the more recent albums, a newer release from these guys. 2017, I believe it is. Yeah, 2017. And then we got Origins. Another album, great album from them, in 2014. Really good stuff. One of their older albums, Slania, from 2008. I think this is their sophomore album. Really good. And probably my favorite album from them, Everything Remains As It Never Was. Cool artwork on this one as well. This was from 2010. I believe this was my introduction to the band as well. Loved it, fell in love with it right away. The song Thousandfold is so good, and there's so many epic songs in this album. It's just really, really good. So I have 6 other albums. I think they have 8 in total. I just need their debut and their more recent album from 2019 to have the full collection, so I'm kind of working on getting those 2 still. The next band we got here is Hell. I think they're from the UK. They're like an old school traditional heavy metal band. Kind of bought this on a blind buy from Nuclear Blast back in the day, and loved the band right away. They have 2 albums I picked up from them, both really killer. High falsetto vocals, kind of King Diamond-esque. Really cool rhythms and guitar leads. If you're not familiar with that band, definitely check them out. The next 3 albums are from the same band, Goatwhore. They're like a mix of blackened death metal, some thrash elements in there as well. Kind of a weird sounding band, very unique. The first album we got here from them is Constricting a Rage of the Merciless. They're on Metal Blade Records. Really cool band, really aggressive vocals, satanic lyrics. Really cool artwork. Always love this band. Try to buy up all their stuff. I don't have all their albums yet, but I have a few of them here. The next one you have is Carving Out the Eyes of God. Cool artwork there. It's pretty straightforward. Another digipack. Cool stuff. And this one is called A Blood for the Master. This was my introduction to the band. Really enjoyed this album right away, and I grabbed up some of their other stuff. If you're not familiar with these guys, again, definitely check them out. You will not be disappointed. Really killer band. Next, we got a compilation album from Hammerfall entitled Steel Meets Steel, 10 Years of Glory. It's a double album, double disc. And I'm not the biggest power metal guy, but there's a couple bands I fuck with that I kind of enjoy. Hammerfall's pretty good. I love their older material a little bit better. I only have like a few of their albums, but pretty good band. Really good guitar riffs and soaring vocals, typical power metal stuff, but really good stuff. Next we got Heaven and Hell, The Devil You Know. This is when Ronnie James Dio and Black Sabbath essentially reunited to put out another album under a different moniker, a different name. But it's essentially another Black Sabbath album with Dio on vocals, essentially. Lineup's pretty much the same. Really good album. This is pretty much the last album I guess Ronnie was on before he passed. But I really enjoyed this album, really good stuff. Next we got another band I've been really into lately is High on Fire. I have 3 albums of theirs here. I think I have maybe 1 or 2 other ones as well that are not here. Probably down there somewhere. First one, we got Snakes for the Divine. If you like just really sludgy, thick, dirgy, heavy, like kind of grimy sounding music, this is the band for you. These guys fucking kick ass. Matt Pike on vocals is like almost like Lemmy. He's got that rock star kind of attitude. Killer riff master. Really cool infusion of like Middle Eastern instruments as well, and chords and stuff like that. Just really cool band. Their latest album was killer. It's definitely a front runner for my year-end list this year. Probably top 5 at this moment. But yeah, that's the one I have from them, entitled Snakes for the Divine. And then I have Demersis Mitris, I think it's called. I think this was my introduction to the band. Again, fell in love with it right away. Tried to buy up some more of their stuff. Really good. And then we have Luminiferous. Another release from these guys. Cool artwork again. This is a more recent one, kind of recent one. But again, good stuff. Next one we got here is a couple of releases from In Flames. I definitely have more from these guys. They must be down there somewhere. Sounds of a Plagueguard Freighting, one of the newer releases. I really love this album. A lot of people give them shit for the newer material, but I really dig this album. I think it's really good. And then we got In Flames Clayman. Another great album, Pinball Map. Some really good tunes on here. Love all eras of In Flames. One of my favorite bands of all time. And then we've got Anthrax, For All Kings. Kind of a slipcover case, kind of hard to see. The outer case on this one's dark. That's what the inside looks like there. Anthrax is kind of a weird band for me. I love their first 3 albums a lot. And then there's a gap in the middle where I wasn't really into the band at all. I completely lost track of them. And then they released a couple of really good albums. The last like 3 or 4 albums have been really back to the, basics, like straightforward thrash. I got back into them. And this was a great release. Just a good balls out thrash album from them. So I hope they continue that path, and I'll keep following them. Next we got the band Motor. They're like a thrashy traditional metal band on the CDN Records label. I just kind of bought it to support the label, and it looks pretty cool. So it's a pretty decent album. Definitely check it out if you're not familiar. And then we got Catacomb, Unrelenting Power. Great thrash metal band. Like they're from Greece, I want to say. I'm not 100% sure. But again, underrated band, really cool stuff. I think this is the only release. I think they only have the one release so far, but I'm not 100% sure. But good stuff. Then we have Antioch, kind of traditional metal band from Ontario, Canada, local to me. I fell in love with this band through CDN Records. I picked up one of their albums blindly on a blind buy. Loved the music right away, and I've been buying up all their other stuff every time I see it. CDN Records does have their latest release up there right now, so I have to pick it up on my next purchase. I think I have like 2 or 3 of their albums now, but I definitely want to get them all. And then we got another classic here, Megadeth, Countdown to Extinction. I'm not a huge Megadeth guy. I was always more into Metallica and Testament and other bands, but they definitely have some iconic albums. This is a really good album. Sympathy for Destruction is a really, really good tune. This is probably the mid-range Megadeth for me. Not their worst, not their best, but really good album. And we got another band, Ancients, Voice of the Void. Really cool band on Season of Mist. I think they're like a proggy kind of metal band. I came across them on a review on someone's channel or something one time. Like, wow, that fucking kicks so much ass. I checked it out on YouTube, and I'm like, really loved it. So I ordered the album. I think I got it from Amazon, but it's really good. Next is another one of my favorite bands, Gojira. They're like a proggy heavy metal band, bordering on death metal, really heavy vocals and guitar riffs. This is the first one here, L'Enfant Sauvage, which was my introduction to the band. They're from France. Saw them live once at a festival, a really good live band too. This is probably their most popular album, or one of them, From Mars to Sirius. Most people think this is their best album. It's definitely one of the tops for me, but I'm not sure if it's number 1. I haven't done a ranking of these guys yet. And The Way of the Flesh, I have another one here. Really good album as well. All their albums are good. They don't really have a bad album. I think I have a couple others from them too, but there's only the 3 of them here at the moment. Next, we got Exodus. Again, really good thrash band. The Atrocity Exhibition, Exhibit A. This is when Rob Dukes was on vocals, really heavy stuff. Underrated era of the band, I think, when Rob Dukes was on vocals. People didn't like him for some reason, but I think he sounded really good, and the material he was on was killer. Another Exodus here, Shovel-Headed Kill Machine. Another killer album from Exodus, brutal thrash metal, crazy riffs from Gary Holt, definitely one of my metal heroes for sure. If you're not familiar with this album, definitely check it out. Next couple here will be the, I'll get the comments for Poser again. I think I bought these again like at a probably used or Boxing Day or something for like a couple bucks or something. So I got Fall Out Boy from Under the Cork Tree. And I'm sure I think I picked these up literally for one or two songs that I thought was catchy at the time. Probably lost interest in the band pretty quickly. I'm not a really big pop punk guy, but I remember there being a couple songs that I thought was really catchy. I'm like, yeah, for a couple bucks, used copy is pretty good. And I also have the Fall Out Boy, Believers Never Die. Again, I can't remember what song I bought this for, but there's probably one or two songs I bought it for at the time. I don't think I've listened to those in probably more than a couple times in total, but it is what it is. Next, we got The Faceless, kind of a band I blindly checked out based on people saying kind of a lot of hype around the band years ago, and it just honestly didn't really grab me. This is a slipcase, but I don't know. I didn't really get into this band. It wasn't really anything that really grabbed me at the time, and I haven't bought anything of theirs since. Next, we got a best of Eric Clapton. Really good guitar player, good singer too. Of course, he was in Cream and he had a solo career. But it's just some really good songs in here, just some kind of hard, soft rock. Good stuff, good guitar player. Next, we got Fear Factory, Genexus. I think that might be the only Fear Factory album I have. Really cool industrial band though. They have a cool sound, really good guitar riffs from Dino, and some really good tunes. I'm surprised I don't have more of their stuff, to be honest, now that I kind of think of it. They definitely have some really good material, and I definitely need to pick up more stuff. But yeah, Fear Factory, good band. And the next two are the same band, Epica, like a symphonic metal band. The first one we got here is Quantum Enigma. Really cool artwork on all their material. They always put on cool albums, which I wish more bands would take more time and effort into their covers. But I really dig this band. Sloan, I can't remember her last name. Sloan is the first name. Really good vocalist though. Like she has those really anthemic, ethereal, kind of angelic vocals. But then the music also has heaviness to it at times. Just a really cool band. And the other one here is the Holographic Principle. Another cool art cover as well. I think this was my introduction to the band, but really cool stuff. I like this band a lot. And the last one here for this video, guys, is a Ghost album, their third album, Malaria. Pretty decent album. I prefer the debut, definitely overall more, but this is probably my second favorite album from Ghost. I haven't done a ranking for Ghost yet, but I might do that maybe soon. Pretty good tunes on here. Definitely, like I said, Surstees is a really good one. But yeah, I like Ghost. They're fun. The first album by far is the best, easily. When they got more poppy, it wasn't quite the same, but really catchy. He definitely knows how to write a good pop hook and a melodic rhythm. And I dig their stuff. It's fun. So that's it for this video, guys. Stay tuned for Volume 4 of my CD collection coming up. And until next time, guys, keep it metal.